Barefoot Soul Journey. You are here with Maria, and today I'd like to look at guilt. When I sat down to write this, I actually wrote a label at the top of my page that said mum guilt, and then I thought, you know what, I don't want to just narrow it down to mums. Feeling guilty about things that are going on in our lives, feeling guilty because we're not good enough, feeling guilty because of that thing that I did, feeling guilty because I'm going to work, feeling guilty because I've pulled my kids out of school, feeling guilty because I don't go to work. It can sometimes feel overwhelming. Over the years as a home educator, I have had this happen a lot. I don't want to call it an emotion, a thing that has kind of permeated my being and caused me to suffer a lot of anxiety and worry. One of the things I found really helpful was I stumbled across a woman called Carla McLaren, and when I say I stumbled across her, a friend recommended her. And Carla is an empathy researcher, and I really like what she has to say about guilt. She talks about it from the stance of it being a concrete position. Either we are guilty of something or we are not. She then pulls apart shame, because shame often partners with guilt. And she talks about shame in terms of the emotions that we have around behaviours. Guilt is the behaviour itself. Did we do it? Did we not do it? The reason why I like her approach so much is because it makes it really clear cut. I can look at something without the emotion of shame, and I can say to myself, did I do that thing? Did I shout at my kids? Well, yeah, actually today was a really tough day and I did shout at my kid. I am guilty of that. Does that make me a horrible person? If I was to write a list of things that made me a horrible mother, a list of things that made me a good mum over here, I know that the list would be like that. I am a good mother. I sometimes get things wrong and I sometimes have to change things. Do you notice that I haven't condemned myself? I have just accepted my humanness, my imperfection, my failing. Not going to let this thing here shape my existence. I'm going to let these things here shape my existence while working on this thing over here that I might be guilty of. It is very empowering to be able to look at ourselves and accept the things that we have done that have perhaps not been as helpful as they could be to our families. And it is powerful because in acknowledging and accepting them, we can change. If I can acknowledge that I shouted at my kid or whatever the thing is that is causing me to feel guilt that day, then I can start to push the emotions associated with that aside, and I can say, okay, well, what can I do about that? That has been a very, very short video on guilt, and I hope I have got the message across, and I hope that the next time you are flooded with those feelings of guilt, that you will be able to acknowledge that we are all imperfect beings doing our very best in the world, and sometimes we get it wrong. There's always tomorrow. I have been Maria, you have been awesome, and catch you on the flip side. Bye.